So today's lesson is about exponents, and we have seen exponents and we've actually been practicing exponents in our bell work for a very long time now, and you guys are already doing really great with it. So hopefully this lesson is very simple because we already have some exposure to exponents and what they mean and what they look like. So what I would like for everybody to do is get out their math spiral and open to a new blank page. And at the top of the page, go ahead and write the title of today's notes, Intro to Exponents. Everybody's pencil should be down. Remember, as we are talking about the information on the slide, you should not be writing. And when we are done discussing it, I will give you an opportunity to pause the video and copy it into your notes. So exponents are used to represent repeated multiplication. Remember, repeated addition is multiplication. So if you have 3 plus 3 plus 3, you have multiplication. But if you have 3 times 3 times 3, you have exponents. So repeated addition is multiplication. Repeated multiplication is exponents. When you have exponents, you have two parts to an exponent. You have the base, the number that we are multiplying. So if I'm doing 3 times 3 times 3, my base is my 3. And then you have the exponent, which is the number of times the base is used as a factor. So if I'm multiplying 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that's 4 3s. So your base is 3. That's the number I'm multiplying. The number of times I'm multiplying it as a factor is 4. That's the exponent. So you have 3 to the power of 4. That's how you read exponents. You have 3 to the power of 4. So you have two parts, your base, the number that you're multiplying, and your exponent, 4. This is not 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is repeated addition. That would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. This is repeated multiplication. It's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video and copy the definition of exponent and base into your notes. Remember, if I have something highlighted in my notes, that means it's important and you should highlight it in your notes. There are highlighters in the boxes on the table that you can use to highlight when you see vocabulary word highlighted in our notes as well. So let's pause the video and copy this into our notes. So here you have another little picture that kind of represents those vocabulary words that we just saw on the previous page. So here you have 5 to the power of 3. So your base is 5 and your exponent is 3. And that means 5 times 5 times 5. Those are factors of the base that's being multiplied, and how many times we're multiplying that base is our exponent. So you have factors, you have exponent, and you have a base. You also have 3 vocabulary words for the different forms that an exponent can be written in. So when you're writing it using an exponent, that's exponential form. When you're writing it out to solve it using multiplication, that's expanded form. When you actually solve it and give an answer, this is an answer to the problem. This is standard form. So if I multiply 5 times 5, it's 25. And then 25 times 5 is 125. So the answer to 5 cubed is 125. Or the standard form is 125. So let's pause the video and copy this into our notes. So a minute ago, you guys heard me say 5 cubed. When you have an exponent that has a power of 3 or a power of 2, those exponents have special names. And those special names are cubed or squared. So we already talked a little bit about how to read exponents, and that's what this slide is about. An exponent is also called a power. So when we read this exponent, we read it as 4 to the 6th power. The second and third powers have special names. So whenever you see something to the second power, like this exponent, you read it as 3 squared. The special name for the exponent of 2 is squared. Whenever you see something with an exponent of 3, like this exponent, you read it as cubed. This is read as 6 cubed. The special name for the exponent of 3 is cubed. You need to be familiar with how to read exponents properly and both of these special names for the 2 and the 3. Please pause the video and copy this into your notes. So what we are going to focus on most of the day today is actually solving and multiplying out to solve for our exponents. The biggest mistake that I often see with my students is they simply multiply the base times the exponent. So they tell me that the answer to 4 cubed, or the standard form to 4 cubed, is 12, and they just multiply 4 times 3. But that's not what exponents are. Exponents are repeated multiplication. So this is 4 times 4, which is 16, and then 16 times 4, which is 64. I do not expect you to be able to multiply all of this out. That's why we use our calculators. But you can group the numbers and make it easier to multiply. So here you have 9 to the 5th power. If you just type into your calculator 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9, you'll get the answer, but more than likely you'll probably make a mistake because you're hitting so many keys. So what I always tell my students to do is group the numbers into basic facts. So this is 9 times 9, which is 81. This is 9 times 9, which is 81. So then you can type into your calculator 81 times 81, and then multiply that by 9 in the end. So you're only typing in 3 multiplication facts versus 5. And your answer should be 5,049. So here we have the exponential form, we have the expanded form, and we have the standard form. The answer. 2 to the 7th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There are 7 2's. It is not 14. It is not 2 times 7. This is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have another times 2. And then you could even go back and you can do 4 times 4 is 16. And then 16 times 8. 4 times 2 is 8. That will get you the standard form of 128. The last example we have is 6 to the power of 4. You have 6 times 6, which is 36, 2 6's, and then 2 more. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 36 is 1,296. Hopefully you guys understand how to solve exponents. Again, we've been working with exponents in our bell work for several months now. So we've already seen and had some exposure to how exponents work. Let me erase all of this so it doesn't confuse you. And then I want you to copy these 4 examples of standard, expanded, and standard form into your spirals. Please pause the video and copy these 4 examples into your spirals now. So I think it is now time for us to practice. We've been using and looking at exponents for a while now. So this is something we are all very comfortable with. Do not close your spirals. You might need to look back at some of the notes that you wrote. Just put your spiral on the side of your desk and get an expo marker and a sock from the boxes on your table. Remember, do not work ahead. I want you to just write the answer. Right now, we're just putting it in exponential form. You're not solving it. You're not giving me the final answer. You're just taking the expanded form and you're putting it into exponential form. Let's pause the video and try number 1 on our desk. So hopefully everybody got a chance to try number 1, and we think this is pretty easy. The number that we are multiplying is 8, and there are 3 8s, so this is 8 cubed. Pause the video and try number 2 on your desk. So number 2, we are multiplying 7, and we have 2 of them. So in exponential form, it is 7 squared. Pause the video and try number 3 on your desk. So on number 3, the number that we are multiplying is 6. That is our base, and there are 5 of them, so our exponent is 5. This is 6 to the power of 5. Pause the video and try number 4. So on number 4, the number that we are multiplying is 4, and there are 4 of them, so this is 4 to the power of 4. Try number 5. On number 5, the number we're multiplying is 5, so that's our base. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So we have 5 to the power of 5, and that is our exponent. One more, try number 6. So on number 6, the number we're multiplying is 1, and there are 2 of them, so our answer is 1 squared. All right, this is easy. Let's make it a little bit harder. Now we're going to give it to you in exponential form, and you are going to find the value for each of them, which means you're going to have to write it in expanded form and then multiply it out to get the answer. Pause the video and try number 7 on your desk. So number 7 hopefully was pretty easy. It's 4 times 4, which is 16. Pause the video and try number 8 on your desk. So number 8 is 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So 3 cubed is 27. Pause the video and try number 9 on your desk. Number 9 is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. So we have 5 times 5 is 25, and then another 5 times 5 is 25. So we have 25 times 25, which is 625. So 5 to the 4th power is 625. 2 more. Pause the video and try number 10 on your desk. So number 10 is 8 times 8. We only have 2 of them, which is 64. Easy, easy, easy. All right, last one. Pause the video and try number 11 on your desk. Okay, number 11 is 7 times 7 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. And then we have 49 times 7, which is 343. So 7 to the power of 3, or 7 cubed, is 343. Hopefully you guys find this lesson to be very simple, and hopefully it's a review of something we've already discovered and understand from working on bell work. That's why we do bell work, because it gives us some insight and prepares us for some of these trickier lessons that we're going to do this year. I hope you guys are all on your best behavior, and I will see you soon.